As an illustrator, I come here to talk about AI. I've always found jobs on places like Facebook and stuff. In the recent 1 or 2 years, I've been seeing many authors deciding to work with AI instead with an illustrator. And illustrators are sometimes really hateful and resentful towards authors who choose to work with AI. And authors become also very annoyed and hurt by the attitude of the illustrators. Sometimes illustrators maybe don't understand that authors, self-published small authors, don't have money, they have other jobs, and this is like a hobby, and they are not able to invest money because hiring an illustrator to illustrate a children's book, if you hire a decent one, you will be paying around $1,000 or euros to get your book done. I totally get that. Still, as an illustrator, I want to talk about this. I really don't think people should be hateful towards one another and should try to understand the problems people face so there can be a dialogue and things can be the best that they can. So, looking at some AI generated illustrations that I just found on Google, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not only because it has mistakes. I found some that don't have that many mistakes. Still, like, look at their eyes. They're looking at nowhere. They're vacant eyes, and just it feels very empty. Also, like the textures, everything is so mechanical. But I guess we've been through that transition because many artists work with digital tools, and the art we see nowadays it has a big component of digital, of machinery, and it already is very mechanical, even if it drawn by hand. Also, the cartoons we watch that are 3D and even 2D. I've worked with animation, so I know. One second. So I feel like the more we are close to the production, like working with watercolor, with pastel, with pencils, the more direct and rich is the image that we are creating, because we are so much in control, and also the tools are very organic, they have a life of their own, and all that is very rich. When you work with digital tools, I'm not here to be hateful again. I appreciate the people who work with digital tools, and I see a lot of art and beauty being done with that. But I don't relate with it as much because I feel like part of the beauty of creation is lost in the machine. We can see your personal touch, that the choices that you made with your lines and your hand and the colors that you chose. Still, the tool is much more mechanical, and I feel like we lose part of this beautiful organic thing that I prefer. I think it has much more richness. And now with this AI stuff, I feel like we'll get more and more out of touch with our creation, because not only it goes through a machine, but like there are no personal choices. We just say a couple of words and inputs, and it makes all the choices for us. And even if you make it coherent, even if you get rid of all the mistakes, it is not something that went through a soul, went through a human, that has its own energy, that is in touch with natural tools, with organic matter, and it's totally like alienated in this digital virtual matrix thing, and it's really not personal. It doesn't have an energy, a life of its own. It's just like an automatic simulation. It can be a perfect one, but it is really soulless. And that's what really bothers me about AI. And when an author chooses to work with AI, I feel they're making that choice to not have that in their book, in their work. They choose to not have a soul. So that's the choice that you make. I understand it's difficult if you don't have money. I understand it's hard. And sometimes you gotta make that choice. But I feel it's good for you to think about these things and make it a conscious choice, because I feel like our society is getting more and more out of touch with nature, with reality, with ourselves. We are just, everything is getting more and more superficial and fragmented. So if you don't want to contribute to that, I feel this is something you need to think about. That's just my opinion and my point of view. and I'm really curious to hear you out also, see your point of view about it, and understand other perspectives. So yeah, thank you for listening. I use many times the word soul. It's a problematic word, like I don't want to get religious, but what I mean with that is just presence, vitality, intention, like involvement, and it's unique and personal. Each person has its own, and it's a lot of richness that you want your children to feel. That you don't want them to consume something automatic that is just empty in that sense. I just made a video about AI, and I brought my opinion, and now this video is to go totally against the other one, because I defended what I defended, but I also have this other idea which is kind of the opposite, or maybe complements the other one, which is the tool is just a tool, and all tools are good. What really matters is the author, the creator, the intention, how potent and powerful and strong is the idea and the presence and the involvement. And you will have amazing results no matter what tools you use. If you have that strong, powerful idea and attitude and energy, you will do always an amazing work and will be very original, because that's what's most important. Still, what I said before, it is valid for most occasions, because most people use those mechanic digital virtual tools because it's easier, because it's cheaper, and not because it's intentional and it's what they really want and will do the best out of it.